Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Tanya Marks, and here we talk to people who have really inspiring stories and all started from somewhere to create something truly special. Our guest today is David Oliveira. He is a good friend. He is a father, a husband, a real estate investor, a real estate agent, developer, and I'm super excited to get into it. We talk house hacking to tacos, so you're going to want to listen to this one. All right, today we have my friend David Oliveira here today. I am so happy for you to be here. I admire you. You've done a lot in a really short amount of time here in the real estate world. But even going back to that, we met when you were in the nonprofit world. So I want to go back a little further than, just the nonprofit world and get into your brain a little bit about how you got into the world of investing and where you are now, right?
I think the biggest thing that happened was it was 2012. My pops was like, "Hey, they have this grant out there for people to buy homes. Go ahead and get one." And I kept on pushing it off, and he straight up says, "Dude, you need to do it now, or we're gonna have some problems." Right? So I actually missed that grant because of being lazy, of not taking initiative. So I had to save up my money and buy my first condo. Through that, it kind of just, when I sold that condo, that's when I started kind of investing and getting a little bit more creative on what do I need to do to kind of not only own a home in San Diego, because owning a home in San Diego was difficult. Nonprofit work, you don't get paid.
Yeah.
So I had to figure out, kind of scrape bits, pieces, house hack, and do everything. But it really came down to my dad making that push for me. And mind you, my dad's till this day works in the farms, but he always found a way to make things better for his family. So that's kind of what's been at the core of my heart.
So he saw the vision of investing in real estate and being able to, find more opportunity after buying like that first property.
Exactly.
And that's what you're doing for your clients.
Yep, that's what I'm doing now, and I can speak on it because I didn't come up with money. My past career did not pay me enough. Hence why I'm doing this now. But now I'm able to take what I learned in the past in education and the nonprofit world, helping people, and help them create wealth through real estate. So, real estate has been amazing to me.
Yeah.
And I just want to share it.
So how many doors do you own now?
San Diego 9.
9.
Yeah.
So you started with the condo in San Diego. And then did you sell it and then, buy a house that you can house hack, or how did that work?
So I sold that condo, took that condo, bought a 2-bedroom house in Chula Vista. When everybody was saying, "You're paying $335,000 for a 2-bedroom house in Chula, you're stupid." Straight up told me they're stupid. That house is worth like $900,000 now.
Crazy.
But I converted the garage because I needed to. I didn't make much money. Those payments, what I made monthly, was barely enough to maybe even cover my mortgage, right? Because of all the expenses, car, insurance. I wanted a new car, so of course that kicked in. But I was able to do that, and then in that process, I met my current wife, right? When a lot of you know, I was married before. It didn't work out, and everything has shifted completely now to where I'm at now. I met somebody who had the same vision, who had the same drive. We just needed to have another partner to kind of make things happen.
I love that. And Joanna's amazing. She's your rock, I know.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful to see both of you guys grow and grow together, and just, your marriage and, being parents and kind of showing your daughter the path and like what it's like to, work hard for your money and for everything that you have and what you're giving her. So it's awesome. So applaud to you guys for sure. Tell us a little bit about just the transition from the nonprofit world and when you decided to, all right, I think this is my path now. This is where I want to go now into the real estate world.
I've always saw kind of like the benefit of owning homes, of collecting rents, but that aha moment was when I was at UCSD. My current landlord, Mr. Lee, he had, I don't know, anywhere from about 1,000 tenants. But in those tenants, it was probably like a couple $100, right? But he would just show up on the first, knock on the door and say, "Hey, where's rent?" Give him rent. I had that conversation with him. He says, "Hey, if you work hard," he was an ex-military member. "If you work hard and you utilize your resources, like, you can have this when you're older." So I wanted to be like Mr. Lee. I wanted to wake up on the first and just see those deposits check in, right?
Yeah.
So I started getting creative on how can I do this with my limited resources. So I started doing ADUs before ADUs were a fad. Yeah. Started converting garages illegally at that time because I didn't have the money to do it.
Now
legally.
we can get permits.
Now we
legally.
get permits. But we were doing it, and it was just more of trying to find ways to make ends meet.
Yeah.
But also, continue to scale up. And unfortunately, like a lot of my educators out there, you guys are near and dear to my heart. We don't get paid enough. So now we're really focusing on how can we create programs for educators to really encourage home ownership.
And that's why you're getting very involved with the associations to help spearhead that, right? I love that. My family comes, I mean, they're all educators up to like my grandma, my great grandma. So I applaud you for doing that as well, because it's hard. Like these are people that are educating our youth. Like they deserve a home. Like they deserve to have that. So that's awesome that you're doing that. So then at what point were you like, okay, this is it. I gotta transition over.
I think it was when I started going into, after my second door, realizing that I was teaching my agents how to do their job, right? I had to tell them, hey, do this, negotiate that. And I was like, you know what? You're getting paid a pretty good amount of money to call me when I closed my door and said, hey, congratulations, your keys are under the mat.
Yeah.
Hence why I go all out on my key days, is because I don't want someone to put their whole life savings into something and then for me to call them and say, hey, congratulations, the key's there, I'll see you later. So I invest a lot of money, as you can see, into my key days. I celebrate them. I want them to feel special because it is a big moment. And people literally put their life savings into this, and they're trusting to me. Yeah. So that's something that I really care about.
I think having bought like quite a bit of real estate now too, like I could see that. Like it's in California, it's such a just like lackluster moment for people, where in other states you sit across the table from the seller, the buyer, and you do the handoff when you do the docs, and so it's a little bit more exciting, right? And here you're not. You sign docs and then you're like, I'll give you keys in a couple of days. Yeah. And some people are like, hey, yeah, keys are under the mat, or there's a code on the door, and let yourself in. So there's no feeling of like, I just literally invested my whole life savings, and this is the biggest purchase of my life. It should feel a little bit more exciting, and just there should be some more celebration, especially if I just made you $30,000-$40,000.
Yeah, good amount of money,
right? Yeah, agents in San Diego are making money. Yeah,
they're making money. Show up with a plant and a bottle of wine is not enough for me.
Yeah.
So that's why it's very important to have a celebration and really kind of showcase it, because it's a family accomplishment. So we go all out when it comes to that.
And inviting the family, right? I think that's so special, because this isn't just like a one-person accomplishment. It's everyone in the family together. It takes sacrifice for someone to be able to save that money to be able to get into a home. So I love that. So tell us a little bit about your mindset, because I see you and you're everywhere. You're nonstop. You just got back from Cabo and you're already up and at it working early morning. And I know you have a busy calendar. I'm sure it's like packed today, so I won't keep you too long. But tell us a little bit about your mindset in the morning. Like, how do you, like, what drives you and what gets you up in the morning to go? And obviously I'm sure your why is your family, but like, have you always been this way?
I think that stems from my parents.
Yeah.
Farm working, still to this day working the farms, tomato factory, and they never give us a reason to give up. I always kind of keep on going, keep on pushing. And for me, this is a luxury. I keep on saying it. Real estate is a luxury to me.
Yeah.
Like you said, how much we get paid. We get paid well, right? So for me to one day want to give up because something's going wrong or a deal's not happening, it's not an excuse. And then for me to take it easy, knowing that from one day to another, everything can be gone. It's just not my style. So, and then now I have my little brother with me, Danny, who it definitely inspires me because I see how hungry he is now.
Yeah.
And I want him to have a way better life than I ever had. So that's something it's very important for me to leave that legacy and also kind of set the tone for not only my brother, but also my brothers, but also my daughter.
I love that. I think that when you have, the hardworking parents setting the example, it's huge, right? Because that's all you know. And we all choose, our path based on, my parents worked too hard, I'm just going to take it easy. Or my parents worked too hard, I'm going to do the same. So I love that you took that route, because then it's showing. You've been in real estate 3 years now?
3 years.
3 years. And how much business have you done?
As a lead agent, over 110.
That's insane.
And then obviously I have I did a couple co-deals, so it's getting closer, probably like to 140.
Most agents take, well over the 5 years to like really get their career up and running. So kudos to you. Congratulations. You've been doing amazing. So tell us a little bit more about kind of what you're doing now. Like, I know you've been you help a lot of families when it comes down to getting into their first home, but also when it comes down to investing in a home and, you've been doing ADUs, Airbnbs. Tell us all about that.
Yeah, so Airbnb, honestly, I got to give credit to Carlos, who's the team owner shopping Nezzy Houses. Is when I was looking to purchase another property, he says, hey, you're broke. You ain't got no money, bro. So let me teach you something. Let me teach you some strategies. And, I had my 2-bedroom house. Mm-hmm. I converted that into an Airbnb. Back when Airbnb, you can literally Airbnb anything.
Yeah.
A shoebox and you're making money.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's totally different. But I did that, and he goes, go live in the house that you want. Go rent the house that you want. Utilize this property to make you money to buy the next one. In 1 year, I bought another property.
Okay.
And with no money out of my actual W-2. So I was able to save up so much money that year that I did that, and I continue to do that, rinse and repeat. So I got to give credit to him for that, because I would have probably never thought about it. I had my ADUs, did the whole shebang, but he gave me that idea, and he was brutally honest with it.
Yeah.
And I love that, and that's the reason why we have such a close bond. Because when I came on that team, I said, hey, I want to help you grow.
Yeah.
Let's grow together. Let's be rich together.
Yeah.
Whatever we need to do, and forever I'm grateful for that for him, because he gave me that idea, and it just kind of blew off out of that. But I do flips, I have Airbnbs here. We have some in Mexico. And then, we do a little bit of everything when it comes to it.
So that was just Airbnb in your 2-bedroom house, and then going into a rental. And then the next one you bought, and then you lived in it, or you also rented it?
I lived in it again. Renovated the whole thing. That's the one that Joanna renovated in the front house, and Juju renovated, designed the ADU.
I love it.
I was there this morning, actually showing one of my friends the property. And then just kind of kicked off. Joanna has always had that niche for design, managing, and all that stuff. So she does the stuff that I don't like, and I do. I'm the workhorse. So I go out there and do that stuff. But got to give credit to her, because she puts up with me and my craziness sometimes.
I think the biggest hack in business is having a strong counterpart, right? Husband and wife, like that supports you, but also pushes you beyond what you think is possible. Yeah. And I know you've told me before, shared this before, that Joanna was that person for you who really like pushed you beyond just, go to work. It was like, no, you can do better. You can do more. So
because she always saw me motivating everybody. I used to oversee 200 staff at one point in the nonprofit world. And she said, I love how you motivate them to go do their master's, go do your PhD, go do this, go do that. What about you?
Yeah.
So she signed me up for my master's. Go do your master's now. I was like, oh shit, I'm not used to this.
Yeah.
Did that. And then same thing with real estate. She's going to be great. Go get your license. I'll do it later. She signed me up. Go take your test. So then little by little, everything just started happening, and she was that motivating factor for me. On top of obviously family and everything else, but I just needed someone to be the David in my life.
Yeah. So. I love that. And you found her. What do you tell, like right now, since Airbnb is not really as profitable, right? So what are you telling your clients, or what are you advising your friends, family to do right now to build equity?
People always say, hey, is it a good time to buy, right? Any agent's going to be like, oh, yeah. If the numbers make sense, take the jump, because in a few years, you're going to be okay. However, how can you soften the blow, right? Whether you convert a garages, which I did, I can teach you how to do that. If you want to build ground-up construction, I've done it. I can teach you that. Other people will say, oh, well, you got to pay my course. Or you got to do this. You got to do that. I'm a free book. Yeah. I came up from nothing. I'm not where I want to be, but I know where I want to go. And any way I can help anybody in that process, I'm going to do so. And I think that's why I've been blessed in business, because I'm fully transparent. I have clients who I tell them, hey, this house is not the right for you. I'm not going to sell it to you. Let's go find something else. And I've shopped with people for a year, 2 years. But I know that when they get that house, they're going to love me for 10 years and not hate me for 10. Right?
Yeah.
So that's very important for me. And I think that's a big thing of why I've been successful in this industry, because you hear it all. Yeah. And we don't, as agents, we don't always have the greatest name. So for me, it's that background, my parents, my upbringing, and how I can provide that support for people.
So right now, what's your investment strategy? What are you doing? I
do a few flips. Obviously, for me, I'm very cautious when it comes to flips right now, because a lot of things are sitting. Yeah. So it has to really, really make sense. Other people will take a little bit more risk. But myself, I want to make sure I'm not leaving my house or leaving my family kind of out to dry. Yeah. But ADUs has always been my push. Since 2015, I've been doing ADUs, and that's been one thing that's, for me, I'm a huge buy and hold guy. When people ask me, can you sell my house? I try to encourage you not to sell first. Yeah. Or how can I help you keep it or get to your goal before you sell? Now, if the sell is going to help you get to your goal, then, of course, I'm going to help you.
That's so special, because I think that so many agents, they don't even think that way. They want to just get that sale, right?
Yeah, they want the money.
They want that money. They want the commission check. And unfortunately, like as a consumer, I want an agent who's going to advise me what's going to be better for me long term. I want an agent who is going to be my lifelong advisor in real estate and my goals, and ask me like, all right, what's your end goal? Do you want to eventually own a lot of property, or are you just not? You just want to continue to just buy, sell, buy, sell? And I think you're doing that. So not everyone's doing that out there. So you're guiding your clients based on how you would, move. which is awesome.
And that's the biggest question is, what is that goal, right? Mm-hmm. Because a lot of them they hear sell and everybody's salivating over it.
Yeah.
Right. But for me, it's like, no, I hear sell. Well, wait a minute. Let's take a step back.
Yeah.
Can we increase rents? Can we add another unit? What is your goal? And then go from there. But that's been a big key of why I've also gotten a lot of repeat customers, because they know I don't BS. Just straight to the point. And if you like it, great. If you don't, then I won't sell your house.
And you're not pushing them to do something that they're not sure of. You're giving them all their options before they make a decision, which I think is huge. That's what you want to do with your clients. That's how you're going to get them to come back and refer you.
Referrals, like I'm strictly 100% referrals. I don't pay for leads or whatever it is. I know a lot of different teams or whatnot do that, but it's just straight referrals. And
that's crazy coming from someone who's been in the business for only three years, right? You're already build like a book of business that's big enough to sustain your production too, which is pretty high for being 3 years in, and then to continue to get these repeat referrals and not do any kind of prospecting is awesome.
A big thing for me was obviously, like they say, right, your network is your net worth. My network, I don't regret my path. I actually appreciate it, because then I'm surrounded by a lot of people, professionals in the nonprofit world, and some of them are in higher up positions that have the capability to purchase or sell. So that network has been very, very valuable. It has been amazing in my growth. So I definitely give thanks to my journey. But on the same token, it's like, how do you foster those relationships, right? Anybody can go through that. It's just a matter of really bringing value to people in whatever position you do, and then being able to kind of put that into your next journey and stuff. So.
I love that, and you've been doing a lot to help just that anyone in education be able to buy and educate them too on real estate in general. So I think that's super valuable, and it's having you stand out, which is awesome.
I want to help my educators. So any way I can do so, I'm going to continue to do that. We have some projects in the works. I can't talk about them right now. So stay tuned for that. But I'm very excited.
Love that. So what's next for you and your wife? Like, what's like the 10-year goal?
10-year goal, I'd obviously have Danny take over the reins.
Yeah.
And hopefully start teaching Juju. But for us, it's just mainly we want to go as much as we can right now, so that way we can enjoy Juju as well. Be there, be present. Now in this particular role, I'm a lot more present than I would have been as a teacher.
Yeah.
Because as a teacher, I'm present for other kids, not mine. So for this was a huge push for me, and especially for Joanna, because when we were teaching, we couldn't take days off sometimes, and if we did, they were frowned upon. So now it's like I don't have to report to anybody. If I can be there, I will be there. And at the end of the day, it's just teaching her also, like, what it takes to kind of be in this particular position. We were talking yesterday, and she looked at TV, and she's like, "Hey, I want that Barbie doll." Like, cool. You ready to work? She goes, "Yeah. We got cleanings at the Airbnb on these days. What day do you want to go?" And she told us, and she has her cleaning supplies. She's gonna go out there, and then she works for her stuff. So obviously, there's other times where we just buy it, right?
Yeah.
But she understands, like, we're trying to teach her the importance of money and having to work for it, because I don't want to raise a brat. Although she's 4 years old, I understand. But on the same token, the earlier we start and we ease into it, the more she'll understand when she's older.
But you're teaching her values. You're teaching her that, in order to buy something, you work for it. And that's what you've been doing your whole life, and Joanna's been doing her whole life. So I think it's so special that you're already starting at, even if she's 4 years old, even if you started when she was 2 years old. I think that's really cool, because a lot of times as parents, I'm sure, and I'm not a mom yet, but I think that you want to give your kid everything you didn't have, right? But then I struggle with this, where I'm like, we want to have a kid, and I want to give my kid everything I didn't have, but I don't want a brat, or I don't want to raise shitty kids.
Yeah.
I want kids that, know the value of working hard for your money, but also like don't feel like they ever needed anything either. So it's like, where's that balance? How do you find it? Yeah. It's like
we go through our patches, right, with Juju, because she's a great kid, not because my daughter, but she's a great kid, but she gets a little bratty, right? So there's times where, like, hey, we'll go to certain places, and I'll remind her, especially our properties. Hey, Juju, whose property is this? Oh, it's my Airbnb, Daddy. Like, cool. What happens if you don't work? It's not my house, Daddy. I was like, all right. So you got to work. Even if it's just something symbolic, it's like sweep a little bit here, do this. Yeah. She understands, like, hey, I got to put in work for this. If not, it's not mine. So, and we've been talking to her since she was like 2.5.
That's awesome.
So now it's like she knows, we say certain addresses. She already knows, this is the Airbnb, this is the rental, this is this. So she understands it, and she knows that she has to put in some sort of effort.
Juju's gonna run the business.
Oh yeah, she is.
Yeah, she's gonna be your designer.
I gotta be on her good graces
before she fires you.
Kick my ass out.
Yeah. Daddy, you didn't work for that one.
I know. Oh, you want that trip, Daddy? Sorry,
you can't get it. She's a special girl. Like she's like a adult in a little kid's body, right? She's a little sassy too, which I like. She'll put up with guys like me when she's older. So so she'll be okay. Yeah, you're teaching her well. I love that. So that's good it's cool to see because. I mean, you guys are a power couple, and you have your daughter, and a lot of times, again, like you can go the route of like, let's just give our kid everything, and because we didn't have it, so it's really neat to see you're building values for her, and I love that.
Trying, man. It's scary every time. But, you don't want to mess up, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like my parents were amazing. All they knew was, hey, you got to go to school. This is what you got to do. With Juju is like trying to figure out, okay, what skill set do you have, and how can we foster it and grow it? If getting a master's PhD is part of that process, let's do it. But it's not going to be a necessity, right?
Yeah.
On the same token, that's one thing that I told Danny is my deal breaker was, you're going to come down with me, you're going to work with me, but I want you to get that BA for the one reason, that's your piggy bank, right? And that's going to be your network when you're older. You're going to have your future engineers, your future doctors. So if you see that benefit in it, and he is a business major, which is going to be great. Yeah. He's already killing it in real estate, which gets me super pumped.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where that's one thing that I do have for him. Sorry, bro. But I do have for him. But I know that it's going to help him benefit and have his network, because he's new to San Diego.
Yeah.
And in a few months, he's already finished 9 deals. So it's something.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and he's hungry. He's pushing. So I genuinely want the best for him, and I want him to take over whatever it is that we grow through this. So you better get the damn degree, dog.
I'm someone who I believe that 100%. I got my bachelor's, I got a master's. I didn't need my master's, but what I will tell you is that gave me life experience. It gave me connections. It opens your world up. You're done with high school and you have zero idea who you want to be. I think college is really just figuring a little bit of that out. They shouldn't ask you for a major right out of high school. You don't know. Exactly. Like you have no idea. You haven't even experienced half of it. So I think that's awesome, because you still get that opportunity to grow up a little bit more and figure out yourself more than anything. I don't remember a lot of my classes,
Oh, hell no.
So
calculus what?
Yeah, I can't even tell you, but I think that the experiences that we went through in college, I went to SDSU, and I didn't go to SDSU for the party, because I actually didn't party when I was in SDSU, but it was just really more for the growth experience. And I think now everyone's talking about how you have the YouTube and the ways to learn in different, platforms. But I think that you can't, that life experience is something you can't take away from someone once they have it. And no one can take away your education. Yeah. And that's huge. So I think it's important to still go get a degree for the life experience, and then figure out what you want to do from there.
Especially the people interaction, right? The people skills is key.
People skills, yeah.
When I was overseeing the 200 staff, I would interview people with PhDs that had no people skills. So we wouldn't even hire them. So even just because you have that degree didn't mean that you were going to get that job automatically. Yeah. But then I had people like Danny coming into the door and just had everything that we needed, and they were coachable. So I think that's going to help him too as well grow, and just continue to take over.
Yeah, it's wild because you have a master's on your resume and people won't even hire you now. Yeah. Because it's you're overqualified, but either under experience or you don't have the people skills. So I agree 100%. Like here too, if we'll hire someone with no experience over someone with experience, because sometimes experience is bad habits, right? Yeah. So sometimes it's better to have a newbie just start from scratch and teach them your ways. And now that you kind of have built it, now you can teach and guide them. But yeah, the people skills, you can't really teach those. You got to get those yourself. Yeah. You got to go through shit in life.
Definitely go through
Yeah. So where are you seeing your year ending this year? What's going on both with the real estate? How are you seeing the market? What's going on with your clients?
Well, homes are sitting a little bit longer, so we're getting some good deals. We're getting credits negotiated. It's just a matter of having that communication with the other side to see how flexible or how motivated they are. being a listing agent too, it puts you in a unique situation because sellers want the most for their property, right? But if the more you educate them in the process, the more likely you're willing to get to the happy medium where it's a win-win for everybody. But properties are staying a little bit longer, which is scaring a lot of the sellers. Now we're starting to see a little bit more buyers, but the rates are still relatively high. So how do we get creative for the buyers to be more motivated, right? 2-1 buy downs have been key. So it's just a matter of finding the right situation for each person, and just taking our time. I've never been that pushy agent, and that's one thing that I always tell my clients when I first meet them is, hey, you're never gonna hear from me and say, hey, do you want to offer on this property as soon as you see a property? We tour 10 properties. I'll let them know, hey, if you like any of them, let me know.
Yeah.
If they don't reach out to me, we'll set up another round of tours. But once they do, I said, okay, this is where I get to work. And we start digging deep, trying to figure out how we can make this happen, and if it makes sense for everybody. So that's been a big thing for me, especially in this market, because you see a lot of people say, hey, right now is the time to buy. You got to do this, get credits, which is great. But on the same token, how are we communicating that information to our client to not make them overly stressed or anxious to kind of back out of the deal completely?
So how do you navigate even like, because I think going through a real estate transaction, buying a house is nerve-wracking for the consumer. They're buying something that's a really big purchase. How do you navigate the process, even like through the escrow process with your client? Because that's the time when clients get stressed out, worried because they don't really know what's happening behind the scenes. How do you navigate that part?
The most important thing is at the very beginning, having that buyer consult. And, our team or our brokerage is known, we have the class called School of Real Estate. So as a prior educator, I take that to heart and said, hey, I'm going to teach you the whole process. And a lot of our clients actually become agents. They come back, they like the process, they become agents, and then now they're making money as well. But really focusing on what your protections are, what does the EMD mean, what is all the seller disclosures, all that stuff, literally breaking it down to the T, so that way they feel comfortable. And then in the process, we always give them an escrow timeline, a little visual. This is where we're at right now. We reference it all the time. And then we have all our systems in place to really, check in with them, follow up, make sure they're signing the proper forms that they need to do. And we have a team to do so. It's not just myself. Sometimes we have other agents that we bring on to kind of support. We have our assistants that come in and help out. But it's a huge team environment, and we really pride on saying that, clients become family, and we take care of family.
So you don't just get Davey, you get David and team.
Yeah, you get David and team, you get Danny in there, you get Joanna. Like all my group chats have everybody in there.
Good.
So, and it's just like at any point in time you have a question. I go to sleep late. Joanna hates that shit. Danny's too. He's a night owl.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like people ask us questions at 1, 2 in the morning. We're answering. And that's the gripe that we have, because sometimes we reach out to some agents and they take, 3 business days to get back to you. I'm like, bro, are they allergic to escrows? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, are they allergic to work? Yeah.
So that's one of those things where for us is very important.
Yeah.
That line of communication. And we always tell that to an agent when we submit an offer, hey, rest assured this communication is going to continue this way. So it's very important for us.
So I wasn't going to bring this up, but shopping SD houses has a reputation, right? What do you say to that? I see you guys for what you are, which is hard workers, and I admire you guys because you guys are all hustlers and you're out there just like doing what's best for your clients. But like, as an agent there, like how do you respond to that usually?
Well, everybody works differently, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody has different styles. I've heard that before when I submit an offer. I want to see a property.
Yeah.
Hey, I respect your honest opinion. Check me out.
You haven't worked with me yet. Yeah.
You haven't worked with me. Check me out. I never take it personal. I never, snap back or say something inappropriate. I just said, hey, everybody's different. Everybody has different working styles. Check me out. Let me know what you think. And then, at that point, then you can make your own judgment about me. So, and it's just been something that, we're constantly, like you said, we work hard. We do things a little bit different.
Yeah.
We're loud. You see my car.
And I think it's that, right? I think a lot of times it's hard for people in the real estate industry who have been doing things a certain way for so long to have a group come in and kind of shake shit up.
Yeah.
And that's what you guys are doing. And I think it's cool, but some people have their opinions, but because they're not used to it. And it's loud. Yeah,
it's loud. Like I've heard every comment possible on my car. Go, hey, I got my Hot Wheels and I'm closing deals. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
So it's okay. Like some people maybe have different opinions about everything, and it can be, they don't like us, or they don't like me, or they don't like just the way that that we are.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're just taking care of people, and that's how we want to do.
And the idea is to take care of the consumer, and that's what you guys are doing for sure. So you come from the nonprofit world, so a lot of what you're doing is giving back and helping people, and educators, and just general, like you said, like trying to break that poverty level. How are you doing that right now? Like, what are you doing right now in the community?
So right now, my big focus is bringing together lenders and district officials to see how we can create a VA-style loan for educators, right? That's in the works. There's a lot of moving parts to it. I already have some lenders that are willing to give credits, which is amazing. So now it's just a matter of how can I tap into some of the unrestricted funds, if possible, at the district level. And some of this may be, foreign to you guys' language.
No, I love it.
But it's stuff that I've seen done before to pay for a teacher's master's education, right? Okay. But they have a certain commitment that they have to provide to the district before they can leave, because they did get that free education. Mm-hmm. So how can we do the same thing for home ownership? I know there's a prop that just got passed that's going to be part of the Chula Vista Elementary School District, that they're helping with affordable housing for teachers. That's a Band-Aid. I love it. Mm-hmm. However, how can we create and provide not only education, but also utilize some of those funds to really provide the true goal, which is home ownership, right? So there's a lot of moving parts. We're working on it. Like you said, I got involved with PSAR, the leadership team. They got some projects going on there as well. And it's stuff that I've been involved with before at the community and state level, mm-hmm. With different projects with a nonprofit. Now I got to do it with real estate, and I love it. So I love giving back. We just got back from back home, helping out a program that my brother Danny played in, and he broke tons of records in football. Now we're giving back to that community, which is near and dear to our hearts as well, because all those coaches were actually my baseball coaches too. So it's full circle, right?
Yeah.
So now we're able to do stuff like that and be able to give back, because we want to continue to see the change and be able to provide something to look forward to for the youth in that community.
And what you're doing too is, again, educating on the importance of owning real estate and building wealth through real estate, which is awesome, because you're not just handing them something, right? Yeah. This is something that's going to stick with them forever. So that's awesome.
And then for us, we always say we're not selling you a home, we're providing an opportunity. And if this opportunity isn't the right one, we'll continue to look for the right one. Whether it takes us 5 months or 5 years, we're going to do it. So we get a lot of clients that were kind of went through the process, a pre-approval process with another agent. They found out they couldn't qualify, so the agent pretty much forgot about them. They came to us, we created a plan, and now we're shopping, or we've bought already. So we provided that kind of that extra work, the grunt work that a lot of agents don't want to do, mm-hmm. because they want the payday.
Yeah.
Right. And there's times where I've given up my entire commission check to make sure they get their home. But every time that happens, I'm blessed with tons of deals. So it's just one of those things where you take care of people, you do right by them. The man above will take care of you.
100%. I agree. The more you help, if you lead, by helping, then you're gonna get in return without even trying. So I love that, and you're living it. It's awesome. So good to watch. So we were talking about your 10-year plan, and you said obviously Juju's probably gonna take over, but like in the short term, what I know you had said you were gonna start trying to maybe build. Mm-hmm. What's that looking like?
So right now we're working on different projects, obviously, personal portfolio, but also with the team is how can we continue to develop more? Because everybody's doing projects within the team, flips, Airbnbs. Like I think we own a good amount of Airbnbs in the whole county. I think probably more than most teams do.
That's cool.
But I think that's the reason why we've been able to kind of scale up and do different things, and because we work as a team, we try to figure out what can we continue to grow and do, and also provide, because we see a lot of our clients that maybe aren't getting the type of home that they want, or looking for a particular home but they're not getting it. So how can we provide that gap? How can we kind of close that gap and provide something at a great price, but also give an opportunity for everybody to grow in that process? So that's one thing that we are focusing on. And then just a bunch of other projects that are a little top secret right now.
Yeah. We won't talk about them yet. No, that's really cool, because I know I met Carlos before the team got this big, and he had been, I think he was mostly focused on Airbnbs in like TJ or, in Mexico.
All over the world. He had Costa Rica.
Now he has all over the world, yeah, which is really cool to see how he's been growing that. And dude is brilliant. But he's like, he was low key, and then kind of came out with the team, and you guys got loud. But yeah, he was kind of like low key for a long time building Airbnbs, and kind of I love how you guys have all adopted that, and now like he's helping you all just own more property and, get wealthy through real estate. It's awesome.
And he genuinely means it, right? He pours in so much money into the team, whether it's for agent acknowledgments or client appreciations. There's no team that drops more than what we do for our SeaWorld event.
Yeah.
We're talking, and I can challenge anybody to that one.
Yeah. You guys tell us a little bit about that one. That was a big one, right?
Yeah, it's a big one. We had over 1,000 clients at SeaWorld. We shut down SeaWorld in the evening, and literally everything was free. We don't talk real estate. It's just more, thank you for coming out. We want to celebrate the families. We give out gifts to every single kiddo there. We rent out a roller coaster, the whole shebang. Yeah. And it's something that is not cheap, but we do it because we genuinely wouldn't be where we're at if it wasn't for our clients. We care. Yeah. And we do tons of events throughout the year, Mr. Tempo, we do stuff, paint nights, everything else, and it's all free. But we never once talk about real estate because at the end of the day, we genuinely mean it. Clients become family. And that's why we pour so much into the team. That's why we do so much for the clients and the community. This year, we're making a bigger push for the community, hence why he's also joining some of the committees that I'm doing as well.
Oh, cool.
So he says, I really want to give back even more, which is crazy because he gives back a lot.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why he has such a huge following when it comes to the agents, because he actually cares. And when he says, I want everybody here to be a top agent and I'm going to help you do so, he means it.
That's awesome. I love that. And you guys are all living proof of it. You all started in completely different industries and came into real estate, and you've been crushing it. So I love that. And you guys, you're taking on your little brother and showing him the ropes and going to make him a top producer too. How old's your brother?
20.
20. 20-year-old just did 9 deals.
In 3 months.
In 3 months.
Yeah.
That's badass. So kudos to you guys. You guys are doing something super incredible. And it's testament to where, follow the path that, even if that you weren't originally on that path, but real estate led you there, right? By owning real estate, your dad kind of pushing you there, and you getting now to having a team and having your daughter basically be your designer running your real estate deal.
She got so mad. We made a banner with myself, Danny, and JoJo, and she goes, "Where's my picture?" She was so mad, so mad. She legit created a fit. She goes, "I need to have my picture." This necklace? I make it for some of the agents, and she goes, "I want my necklace." So I made her one.
Oh, that's
so
sweet.
since she can talk, she was saying shop in SD houses. So she grew up with the team. She was only a few months old when we all got started with that. So she takes ownership and pride into it.
I love that. That's so sweet. When I have a baby, I'm gonna have you guys help me raise her because you guys are doing a good job.
We're trying. She's been a great baby.
Yeah.
Very independent. Super, super independent. Sometimes too independent.
Yeah. I don't need you, Daddy.
Yeah, straight up. So I'm good. And she get a little side eye and walk away, So.
Oh, that's so sweet. You guys have been traveling a lot. Mm-hmm. So out of all the places you've been recently, where's your favorite?
Well, we always wanted to go to Greece, right? And then Jo kind of dropped the ball, which normally she doesn't. She dropped the ball on booking the Disney cruise for the one in Florida. So she said, hey, well, this one's booked already, but there's one in Greece. Disney cruise from Rome, does a bunch of Italy spots, and then Greece. Let's do it. So we went. We enjoyed it. Disney cruises are amazing if you have kiddos. They have a little bit of everything for everyone. But I think it was cool because we went to a spot we've always been wanting to go as just a couple, but with our daughter. So we did our little photo shoot there. So that was very special for me. Yeah. So I think that one, we want to go back to our honeymoon spot. We said we would go back once we have a baby, and that's Bora Bora.
Okay.
So overall, I think Bora Bora has always been my favorite spot because it's just so relaxing. There's no reception. You just get to be you in the water.
All right. And it wouldn't be a combo with me if we didn't talk about foodie stuff. So what's your, if you had to bring someone from out of town to a restaurant in San Diego, where would you take them?
Oh, shit. Joanna's better at this one. I always forget the names.
Her content's been really good on this stuff. I love it.
Yeah. No, that's why I've gained so much weight since we started dating. Dude, I used to be like Danny. I was cut, dude. I'm not cut no more. Cause she was a foodie. Like all I knew was Olive Garden and all this other stuff. Like, she goes, no, we're going to go to all these restaurants. We're going to try all this stuff. But I guess it just depends on the type of cuisine.
Yeah.
I love steaks. So I love going to Born and Raised and getting the Wagyu platter.
All right.
But I don't know.
We have to go to the Masters. It just opened.
Say less.
Mastro's is delicious. Okay, what about taco shops?
I still haven't found anybody that'll is better to me, right? And I'm sure I'm gonna piss a lot of people off. Tacos El Gordo has always been my spot.
Yeah.
I went to Tacos del Rica. El Frank is not the same here than it is in TJ.
I was gonna go there, but I wasn't sure. If it was
it's not the same. And then you can't take it to go. You got to eat there. You can sit down, get it, and then get it to go if you don't finish it. It's a rule, I guess they got.
That's weird.
Yeah. So, but for me, it's always been that spot for me. But yeah. Well, actually, Chula Tacos is really good too.
Chula Tacos?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chula Tacos off of Market. It's really good.
Drink of choice.
Old fashioned.
Like Steve.
My boy Steve.
Yeah. I love it. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here and sharing your story and just your vision, kind of where you're going. And I'm super excited to see where you're going in the next, 5 years. I am a big fan, and you guys are super inspiring. So keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you for having us, and let's keep on going.
Let's do it. Thank you.